Good evening, friends. I am Dayanand Nene, and you, my friends, who are curious, inquisitive, and attentive, and wanting to know more and more about the affairs of how to run a cooperative housing society. So, in this segment, friends, we are going to have a look at the management of a society affairs. How is a society run? The model bylaws of Cooperative Housing Society, bylaws number 110 to 140, speak about the management of the society affairs, how to run a cooperative society. The bylaw number 110 says that in a cooperative housing society, the general body of the society, the body which comprises all the members of the cooperative housing society, is the supreme body of a cooperative society. The general body of a society is the final authority, sort of a supreme court of the society. Bylaw number 111 lays down guidelines as to how the management of that society is to be conducted. Bylaw number 112 says that a managing committee of that society, a duly elected managing committee of that society, shall exercise all rights and duties which are enumerated in bylaw number 138, that we shall be covering in some other episode. 113, bylaw number 113, says that every cooperative housing society has to open a bank account on its name with a A-class cooperative bank or a nationalized bank. The bank account should be opened by the office bearers of the managing committee. Who are the office bearers of the managing committee? The chairman, the secretary, and the treasurer of a society are the three main office bearers of a society, and it is they who shall open the bank account and run the bank account of a society. Over here, normally any two signatories can run that particular account, but amongst them the secretary's signature is a must. Now, the chairman, secretary, and treasurer are elected from the managing committee members who are chosen by the society, who have been elected by the society in a general election. There are norms for the strength of a managing committee. For a society of less than 200 people, the strength of the managing committee is 11. For a society of less than 300 people, more than 200 and less than 300 people, the strength is 15. For a society of more than 300 and less than 500 people, the strength of the managing committee is 17. And for a society of members who are more than 500, the strength is 19. Amongst this, there should be 2 lady members, 1 member from the SC or ST community, 1 member from the OBCs, and 1 member from the NT community. That has been specified as per the bylaws and election rules of a society. A society, to help them run, the managing committee has been given an option. They can co-opt 2 professional directors as members of the managing committee to help them run the society. They can be an architect or a civil engineer or an engineer whom the society feels will give his expertise and be useful in running the affairs of the society. However, these 2 co-opted members, professional directors, will not have any voting right on the managing committee. Friends, this is so far as the main body of the society is concerned, the main office bearer of the society is concerned. This segment is going to be a little big segment, and it shall run into 4-5 installments. So in the first installment we stop here with the chairman, the secretary and the treasurer being the main office bearers of the society, and the strength of the managing committee which has been enumerated to you here. Thank you.